You.
I know, especially baseball.
Football.
You ready,
Who's
Chuck?
your team?
Chaos before.
Cubs,
Chuck.
we just got knocked out.
Chuck.
They didn't see us get broken.
Yeah.
She
Are you
broke me. I'm ready. All right, you ready?
Yes.
5,
3 days.
4, 3.
Coming to you from the poorly painted studios in Cumming, Georgia, this is the Chuck and Zee Show. And now, here's Chuck and Zee.
What up, everybody? Welcome to the Chuck and Z Show. Of course, I'm Chuck,
I'm Z.
and with us, as always, is producer Chaos.
Hello. It wasn't too chaotic today, I have to say.
It wasn't.
You did all the work, Chuck.
Hey, you know, I do what I can.
Yeah, you do. You do a great job.
Well, I'm always in here messing it up too, right? Like every time you come in, it's like a whole new.
I'll be like, what? Oh my gosh, these lights are beautiful. Good job, Chuck. And then I sit down and you do all the good work. Love it.
Well, everybody, let's welcome Mr. Travis Benz
What's up, guys?
Yay.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
back to the show. The return.
Yeah, the return. It's gonna be anticlimactic. You can't like set the bar there. You
Yeah,
know?
no, it is the return. I actually re-listened to our last podcast. I thought it was pretty good.
I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun.
And I applaud you for holding out. Sober October ended for me.
When?
What day is it? What day is it?
It's the third.
I'm over here. I'm like, I don't have a drinking problem. Sober October is for people who have drinking problems. I need a drink.
Yeah.
I need
Yeah.
to pass that back around. There.
We tried.
We gave it a valiant effort. 3
Is it-
whole days. 10%.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
Right? It's
Baby
10%.
steps.
10% effort.
is it
Yeah.
10%?
Yeah. I don't get it. Not, like, for instance, we were saying this before we started because Sober October, and I'm not trying to whatever, but it's always her idea. She's always like, hey, I think, we should do this. And I'm like,
Like I didn't sign up for this.
right.
He's always like, I didn't sign up for this. So then I start to like have that guilt, like, damn, am I putting us through something that we can't accomplish? But I know we can.
Of course we can because we have.
Totally.
We've done it many times. It's
Right.
just I don't
Want to
right
It's okay. That's you stand in your convictions. You're also a good husband, and
now. I try to be.
you do what you got to do. Give and take.
Yeah.
Give and take.
How you been, man?
Good, bro. Good. Thank you guys for having me again. I always love coming on and catching up with you guys and
Yeah.
chopping it up. But I'm good, man. I'll tell you, 2023 is it's a good one. It's
Yeah.
a good year for sure.
That's
You
awesome.
know, count your blessings, right? Everybody. What's that saying, right? Like being a dude is all about like weathering storms, but like this year the storms have been pretty mild.
That's pretty good.
So I'm happy with it,
That's awesome.
Well, it's good to hear because the waters have been turbulent
Yeah.
for a minute.
Yeah.
Yep.
It happens. It happens.
And I
Also had the birth of my second daughter this year, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
congratulations,
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, March 22nd. So yeah, she's a vibe.
That's
Like
awesome.
super smiley baby.
Look at you, man.
Yeah, man.
Putting them copies out.
I'm telling you, dude. It's fun practice for sure. So can we say that on the show?
Yeah, of course. We can say
Cool.
whatever we want.
Cool. Love it.
That was fun.
Love it.
I only have one boss on this show.
There you go. And that's you.
It's me.
Oh, well, yes, you. Exactly. Exactly.
No, we were actually talking earlier. We were sitting outside around the fire pit, and we were talking about how as you age, you learn lessons.
Yep.
Things that people try to tell you when you're younger, and you're like, "Get out of here, old person! I don't want to hear
Yep.
any of that."
All
Right?
the cliches.
All the stuff, and then one day you go, "Damn it, they were right," and
Yep.
I would have saved myself so much time if I would have just listened.
Right.
Yeah, not going to happen.
Yeah,
Not gonna
unfortunately,
happen.
I immediately.
Even yourself, like going back and talking to yourself, I don't even think would work, right? Like not for
No.
you specifically, but definitely for me.
No.
Me trying to talk to 21-year-old me, not happening.
I'm you.
Yeah.
You don't know.
No,
you don't know my
no,
journey,
you're
but
stupid.
I'm you.
No. Yeah, just a fatter version. Be like, thanks, dude.
Looks like you got fat, bro.
Yeah, it happens.
That's what my younger would say. Be like, look,
Totally.
you got fat, bro.
Yeah, younger me's an asshole for sure.
For sure.
You know?
Yeah, I wouldn't hang out with younger me.
No.
No.
A little bit of a jerk.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's what you have to think about when you're talking about how the kids, they don't listen to you and how,
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
They think that we're nerds and we're
Wait, for the
dorks.
record, would you hang out with younger you, or do you think younger you is like silly, or have you always kind of been like?
I think younger me needed some lessons.
Sure,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's part of growing up.
But yeah, but I've always been like an old soul, so I feel like I knew I was ahead of my years.
Sure,
You know?
Sure, yeah. Like lonely at the time, but now you're like polished and you're like. Yeah.
Exactly.
No, I was a walking gutter ball for sure. Like I had to figure it out. Somebody put up the bumpers, please.
Yeah.
You know. So
What about you, Sharon?
What? Oh,
Would you hang out with younger you?
yeah. I would hang out with younger me.
Yeah.
there you go.
Okay.
Look at you.
Maybe it's a guy thing. Maybe we're just
I
dumb,
think so.
you know, lighting off fireworks and whatnot.
See, we were talking about this earlier. Like the stuff that I did that I look back on was stupid. Like I did stupid stuff.
Yeah.
Like
right?
what? Like what?
Like boy stuff. Like, oh, I bet you can't flip off that house. I bet I can.
I'm not a pussy. I'll do it.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
Who-
Yeah.
And then you do it, and then you are
Break
pay
your arm.
you pay for it, right?
There's a couple white knuckle moments I feel like everybody goes through in their adolescence to their early 20s where it's like, yeah, I'm really lucky right now. You know what I mean?
Oh,
But
yeah.
like, and not to take like a dark turn. But like that, right?
No,
It's
you're
for real.
absolutely right.
A triple backflip off of a bridge, but you've never jumped in that water before. It could be rocks. It could be solid. You know?
You know, it's funny because we were in Tybee Island a couple of weeks ago, and people were giving me a little bit of shit because I won't get in the ocean.
Okay.
I'll get in like to about my calf.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's not your domain.
That's exactly how I feel about it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
being in it can kill me,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like if there's air not close by
Right.
and there's a lot of water, so I could probably get a long ways from air,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
So I'm not good with that.
Yeah.
And then there's also this thing where you can't see
Yep.
what's beneath you.
Right.
And from what I hear, I've seen a lot of like documentaries where they show the monsters that live down. I haven't seen them myself, right?
Yeah.
But they tell me monsters live there. So
Within like 10 foot.
right.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I choose not to go.
Not to go down that rabbit hole, but fuck it, who cares? What about like Caribbean water, like stuff that you can see
That
for
you can
miles and
see.
miles?
I'm down.
Yeah, I think I would be okay maybe to my waist, but still I can only see so far out and
You like a
down.
fight or flight routine. You choose not to fight. You want to get
Yeah,
out.
I don't want to
You
be.
want an exit strategy.
I don't because I'm not going to win that fight.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't have that. They've got the advantage.
Every single way.
Right now, if they're on water, on land,
Yeah.
I will fuck them up.
Yep. Yep.
But just like same vice versa,
Yep.
if we're in water,
Yep.
they're probably gonna fuck me up.
Yep. I
Yeah,
couldn't agree more. It's very logical.
it is, isn't it?
Very logical.
Right.
Yeah.
So same
Calculated
thing.
risks.
Same thing. So like diving off of stuff. When we
Yeah.
were in Sturgis, one of my friends was like, "Hey, you know what we're doing today? We're gonna go hit this cliff and we're gonna dive into this water." And I'm like, "Mm-mm,
No, not me.
He's like, I'm not doing it. Are you
not doing
doing
it.
it?
I'm not doing that."
Uh-uh.
And
Yeah.
I will tell you, right, because all of this does have some type of root in an experience in my life, right?
Right.
So when I was young, a good friend of mine, Scott, lived next door to a guy who was a paraplegic, and I liked the guy. And so I would spend a lot of time at Scott's house, and we'd go over there and sit there and talk to him. He was a movie nut, like knew all kinds of things about movies or whatever.
Right.
And we became good friends over the years. But he told us many times how he became a paraplegic, and it was jumping into a river
Mm-hmm.
where he couldn't see what was beneath it and landing directly on a log,
Oh my
Yes.
gosh.
snapped his neck just like that.
All the time.
And I'm just like, the chances of that happening are, whatever, but
Yeah.
I don't want to take them.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Calculated. Yeah.
And I ride a motorcycle, by the way.
Yeah, I was gonna say the
I know.
irony to our bullshit right now is hilarious. Like, no, I'll hug a curve after somebody just mowed their lawn at 100 miles an hour. No big deal. But nah, jumping in water, that's where I draw the line.
Mm-mm.
That's too much.
Mm-mm. The bike will literally like shimmy and shake underneath me, like almost out of control. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I got that.
And I'm sure you've told your listeners before, but like you just don't have, neither one of you have just any motor, right? Like you have a 131 stage 4 board over chain conversion. Just
Flux capacitor.
just white knuckle.
I have not.
Flux capacitor.
It's on order. It's on order.
Yeah. Like, for the record, like they can't, unless they slap like a turbo on it, there's nothing more they can do to their bike.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure if there's a way, you guys will find out.
Yeah.
You know, how
There's
to do it.
actually, so when we were in Sturgis, there
Yeah.
were a couple of bikes with turbos on.
Yeah.
200 plus
200
horsepower
plus.
That's insane.
road glide.
And they
on a road glide?
on a road glide,
Yeah.
and they each have ridden like over 30,000 miles. on those
Jeez.
bikes.
That's insane.
And they ride. That's what I'm. Yeah, exactly.
They
Like,
ride
like-
they ride them long distance.
What's like the maintenance on that, right? Like from a long distance ride, I'm thinking like, because you know you have to like rebuild a carb, or you know you have to put in some
I
spark
have
plugs.
no idea on a
know.
turbo.
What do you do when you slap a turbo on a 2-cylinder?
I know.
You would think that. Well, I mean, they're proving that. I guess they can still be long lasting engines.
Yeah.
America.
But fuck
I
yeah.
like it. I like
Fuck
it.
yeah.
Fuck yeah.
We used to do shit right.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. That's the slogan.
Ta-da.
Oh, wait.
No,
Wait.
We
How
got
dare
one. Oh, my bad.
How dare you? How
My
dare
bad.
you?
There's a delay. God
just-
dang. I'm ready next time.
We just slipped into the cheesy zone.
For the record, that's just one of my programs. Like I will always do that. So
Yeah.
Not trying to undercut. I apologize.
That's all right. That's all right.
You guys. That's funny.
Well, Travis, one thing I wanted to talk to you about is obviously the business is going well.
Yeah, we're on our best year yet. I'm super grateful.
What's your business?
So we're
Oh, that's right. You weren't here for his.
I was, but I just thought, does everybody
She
know
was
his
here.
business?
Oh.
Good,
Yeah.
good
I'm over
segue.
here
Thank
just
you.
stomping,
I do that.
on it.
We are like
Just
raining
stomping
all
on it.
over your parade right
I
now.
know.
I
I'm
was
about
like-
to leave.
I know.
Great question,
Between
Sharon.
drum
Let me
rolls.
just stomp on
Good job,
that.
Sharon, because you and I were right here.
Exactly.
All right,
I was like,
all
you
right.
and
No
me.
They
situational
don't know.
awareness.
All right.
You
All right.
and
So
me.
for the folks at home who don't know, what is your business?
No,
dear?
you're good. You're good. Yeah, I'm in the hospitality industry. My wife and I own a restaurant called Over the Top Burger Bar in Beaufort, Georgia, and we specialize in craft beer, cocktails, shakes, and burgers,
Yes.
as well as live entertainment. And we do a fun thing on Sundays for live jazz brunch, and that's kind of unique to the area. I haven't really seen that before, but yeah, we love it. And then we do 2 pop-up bars a year. So right now we're in the thick of one of them, which is Halloween pop-up. We started that on September 29th, last Friday, and that'll go till Tuesday the 31st.
Okay.
And then we do Thanksgiving. So Thanksgiving break is always very, very good for us. And then December 1st, we go into our 4th Christmas pop-up bar.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things that makes us unique is we don't do table limits, we don't do covers, and we serve a full menu. We don't limit the menu, but we also do the specialized cocktails that are
Mhm.
tailored for those. So I think from a unique perspective, like that's what kind of separates us from other, Eventbrite pop-up bars and things of that nature. We really want to focus on the community.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
fun. We've gone to both events
Yeah.
last year.
Yeah, you guys turn up, man. I love it.
I love
love
it.
it.
It's so
I love
fun.
it.
I mean, the decorations are over the top.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean,
Nice plug. I appreciate that.
I like how you did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boom, boom.
Yeah.
And then
God dang it. I'm getting ready. I'm getting ready.
Wait, why is our producer walking out? Oh, man.
you're fired.
I quit. is
Yeah.
what I-
Yeah.
And the food is amazing.
Thank
the
you.
drinks are awesome.
Thank you.
I mean, food comas,
Yeah.
sugar comas, whatever the
All
case
of it.
is.
Yeah.
Diabetes.
Diabetes.
But it's fun. So like
Why does everybody in our generation say that the way Wilford Brimley?
Right.
Everybody in my generation says it the same
Yeah.
way. Or some, with
Diabetes.
that 80s, grew up somewhere in the 80s.
Do you remember the cat from Vine?
yes.
Yeah.
Where it's like it's got the like fireplace on it. He just looks and he goes, diabetes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dang,
Vine.
Vine.
Yep.
That was the
Listen.
precursor to TikTok.
Yep.
Yes.
R.I.P. Vine.
R.I.P.
sure.
Vine.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Those little, what was like 14-second clips?
6.
6
Yeah.
seconds.
6, yeah.
You had to get real creative to do
Yeah.
something in 6 seconds.
But-
yeah.
A
Yeah.
lot of people that were doing those videos like became famous.
Yeah,
Super
they
Paul,
Like
all those-
super famous.
Mhm.
the Paul brothers.
Yeah, Brittany
Yeah.
Ferlin is now Tommy
Yeah.
Lee's wife.
Mm.
You know, like their YouTubes. There's a couple personal favorites of mine too that are like kind of culty. What's his name? Casey Frey.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I loved him. And every time he pops up on TikTok, I'm like, yes.
You're like, hey,
I remember you from back in the day.
it's crazy.
So,
it,
you know.
it doesn't seem like it was that long ago, but
But
these
it
people
was.
are like
They're older
grown
now.
now.
yeah. Yeah.
It's
yeah.
like some of them were in high school.
Almost 2 decades.
Damn.
Almost 2 decades. Yeah, I think Vine started in like, and don't quote me on this. We could probably look it up, but I think it's like
hang on.
2006.
Producer Sharon is looking it up
Hey,
right
look at
now.
Yeah, there you go.
What's the over
Hey
under?
Siri, I'm sorry, hold on.
Vine? When did Vine come out? 2010?
Was it?
I think it might have been before then, bro.
Really?
Yeah, like I think we're like sleeping on how old it
2007?
is.
When
Yeah,
Vine.
because remember it was a fad.
I was thinking 11, 10, but it could be.
It could be now. It very well could be, but I would venture to say a little earlier.
Okay.
Interesting. Vine's initial release date was 2013.
Oh, really?
Oh wow, we're both wrong. I'm way off.
How is that? Oh, wow.
Okay, it was originally launched in
So 10
January
years.
2013, bought by Twitter in 2012. Let's see, the service was shut down January 17th, 2017, and the app was discontinued a few months later.
2013. So only 10 years.
Yeah, wow.
Wow.
It felt like so much longer.
It
You guys
does.
should ask me shit I know about because I don't know anything about Vine. But
You brought it up.
I did
didn't
bring
you?
it up.
Thank
I'm
you.
like mad
Okay,
at
I'm done
myself
now.
right now.
It's all good.
2013, man. I thought it was like earlier than
I
that.
did too.
Yeah.
I guess,
You're
like,
probably thinking about
Facebook.
MySpace.
Well, yeah, I was pissed when they came out with Facebook.
Yeah, me too.
I worked so hard on my fucking MySpace. Like
Your top 10 or whatever.
bro, I had the top 10 was whatever, but like my music, my cursor,
Yes.
and my wallpaper were
Yes.
always
they all
mint.
match.
On
Always
point.
mint. I had to go
point.
and get the codes. Remember that?
The
Oh, yeah.
HTML codes, yeah.
Yeah, the
They
HTML
And
codes.
learn how to do, coding.
Yeah.
So we were coding back then, but now we're just
Yeah.
we're idiots.
What was
just
the
posting
music on
pictures.
your MySpace page? Like when you got on there, what was your?
I think at the time I was really into like the Hollies. So
Okay.
like a long cool woman in a black dress, and then it was like the Animals. So
Yeah.
like you know what I mean? Like I was really into like I guess I don't know, kind of like obscure 60s.
Okay.
Like before CCR and like and then you'd obviously have the bangers like T-Pain and stuff
Yeah.
at that time. Right.
What? It's weird. Does everybody remember things like GeoCities?
GeoCities.
It was kind of around the same time that MySpace was out. It was when you could first start creating your own blog web page,
I think so.
and you could kind of click and drop graphics around it. And so it was like one of the first very early domain hosts where you could build a website on their site.
I think so.
I don't
think I
I
remember
remember the name. Was it like Zanga?
No, it was GeoCities.
It was its own thing.
yeah.
One
Look
moment.
up GeoCities.
You're
and-
telling me what to do, Chuck?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
What about that app that you would
This
like-
was before apps.
I
This
know.
was before phone. This
Well,
is on the
All right,
laptop.
are you
So
ready?
no.
There's Wikipedia.
Post Tamagotchi, pre MySpace.
Yeah.
Somewhere in that
When
window.
did GeoCities come out?
Hang on, it's taking a second to load the Wikipedia page on GeoCities.
Our
But
25 and under listeners right
All
now
right.
are probably like, what
They're
the
like,
fuck
what
are
the
they
fuck?
talking about?
GeoCities later, Yahoo GeoCities was a web hosting service that allowed users to create and publish websites for free and to browse oh gosh, they want to give. Sorry, they
No,
are
you're
asking for
good.
money.
We got it.
1994.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
94,
All
okay.
right. So when GeoCities came out, actually it was a few years after that because I didn't get a computer till like 95, 96. And,
Mhm.
but that's when AOL and all that. And
Yep.
GeoCities was like you could go through Netscape or a browser and get to it.
Right.
But I was early in my whole movie thing. And so people were like, man, you always have like really good opinions on movies. So you should start a website where you do movie reviews.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I spent hours building my GeoCity. Had all these cool little graphics that would fly in. You know,
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That's
It was
amazing.
reviews by Chuck. And it was like, I would like, just have these extreme opinions on movies or whatever. But it was kind of like back then, everybody is the same thing as podcasts now. It was like back then, people were like, oh, do you have like a MySpace? Do you have a,
Right.
do you have a
SoundCloud,
GeoCity?
GeoCity.
Do you have, SoundCloud? Or,
Yeah.
Yeah.
In
all that stuff.
1999, it was acquired by Yahoo, at which time it was reportedly the third most visited website on the web.
Damn, and it
Yeah.
felt,
Wow.
and when you asked, like all of us were like, I think, like this was huge.
It
It was a big one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably the only, because there were only 5 websites.
Yeah.
And then like Blogger and WordPress and all that stuff.
WordPress
came
all
out.
day, yeah.
And I used to do I did all the HTML. I thought I was a coder, man.
Oh, dude.
I got this.
It's different. Like
Oh.
when you get into real coding, I
Oh,
see some
for
of my
sure.
boys do it. They'll work on codes forever. And I'm like, it's insane.
I did a little IT staffing.
Sure.
And I'm trying to remember the name of the software. You know how it's always named after some kind of like dessert.
Yeah, like obscure.
Yeah. I want to say it's like this one was like called Ruby.
Yeah,
or, something, or Cherry Ruby or something like that.
Right.
And so I was recruiting this guy, and they're like, well, he needs to do a live demo of coding when he's here. And I was like, oh, no problem, right?
Yeah.
And then it's like, I'm going to go watch this, right? See, because I know a little about code.
Yeah.
Right.
What that guy started to type out was just a foreign language. I mean, just
Chinese arithmetic.
And like just coming up with like the different code sets off the fly. And I was like, I am underqualified to be recruiting this.
There's levels. There's levels to this, for sure. Yeah. Needless to say, that stopped the coding career, huh?
Yeah. No, I was like, nah, I'm gonna click and drop.
Yep. Click and drop. Yeah.
Someone else did the work for me.
Telling you.
That's funny.
But you know everything about your bike like you are a coder. Do you know what I mean? Like you speak about it with these words that I don't recognize in my everyday vernacular.
When you're passionate about something, it's like people can go on for hours. I think like to kind of add to that, like when people are really passionate about one thing, like it's easy just to ramble on it. And then you realize, I think a part of growing up too is like, you don't have to be good at everything, or you can just like what you like. Like I know who I am. Like I'm a weird conundrum of like, I love golf. I love Harleys. I love travel and music, and I love a beach. Those like 5 things I'm good with. Yeah. And then if I pick other stuff up along the way, I'm with it. But like some people are like, you're not going to be a grand chess master if you're not interested in it. You know what I mean? Unless like, there's a gun to your head and you just have to do it. Right. But
true. Yeah. I like pool.
Yeah.
It's fun to play.
Yeah.
But there are people who, once they touch a stick, that is all they know for the rest of their life is pool.
Yeah. They're like rank 7 and they just go in clear house. You never get and I'm the kind of guy where if I go to a bar, I really just want to sit down and chit chat. So like I know guys that'll bring in their sticks and do all that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, you guys go have fun, man. I'll be right here. You know what I mean? Like but there's a lot of money in it and people love it.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean? Pool, darts, whatever.
Yeah.
And when
bowling.
they start,
right?
Oh yeah. When those folks start talking about their passion, you're kind of like,
yeah.
Do you start to glaze over?
Nothing gets me. Like I just go silent. All my buddies love some form of racing.
Okay.
Whether it be like F1 or NASCAR or just slapping a 450 in a John boat. Like, and I'm always just like, yeah, dude. I grew up in Daytona Beach.
Right.
And I'm still just like, no, you talk a little bit of baseball or football or like, I'm in. But like racing, I'm just like, unless it's like motorcycles, even then though, I still don't know this, like, super like, the full suit sponsored, people and stuff, but I would watch it.
I get it.
I like to race. It's kind of like baseball. I like to race.
To play.
I don't know if I necessarily like
want to watch it.
Yeah. Although the new rules in baseball have made it more watchable.
They're trying to speed up the game for sure.
That actually does help it a lot. Because I remember sometimes it was like, this is a fucking investment.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Like an all-day affair.
It gets to the point where like, 12th, 13th inning, you're like, I hope my team just fucking loses. I'm so done.
Dude. But then there's a magic to it, not to go into like baseball or whatever, but I'll never forget. I've been to a lot of really cool baseball games. Diehard Cubs fan for the record. And, but Mother's Day 2015 or 16, it was I think it was 2015. It was Mother's Day. Pitcher's duel, dude. Just 0-0 all the way up. I got my 70 whatever at the time. She was like 70. She's 79 now. So let's say 70. I'm not gonna do the math. Let's say between 70 and 75 is how old she was. And we're there. And so she's just like, I can't do this anymore. Like I gotta take my pain meds. Like I gotta go all the way back to Joliet. Like we're in the city of Chicago right now. Like I gotta go.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, do me a favor. Just, and they stopped selling beer at like the 7th inning. Right. Yeah. So I went from having a good little, buzz going to like, even I'm feeling it, but I'm like, I got a feeling, right? Sure enough, Javier Baez goes up, hits a walk-off home run. I was like, that was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Because now I always remember it because it sucked for so long.
Yeah.
And then you have like this super climactic thing, you know what I mean? And so, but that's anything.
I got a kind of a similar story. Not exactly, but it was first NFL game I'd ever been to in my life. Like I'd saved up to go. It weren't even teams I cared about. It was just, there's an NFL game that I know I can go to. And I saved up the money to go see it. It was the Falcons and the Panthers. It was right after the expansion. So it was like year 2.
Okay.
So this would have been like 96,
Okay.
maybe 96, 97.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I'm so excited because it's something I saw on TV. I'm going to get to go see an NFL game.
Yeah.
And it was 9-6.
Low scoring affair, all field goal.
All field goal.
Oh, dude.
All field goal. Just a defensive,
Yeah.
slow,
Just brutal.
boring
Yeah.
battle the whole time.
Sounds like a blast.
Yeah.
I was so
$30
disappointed.
nachos 20 years ago. You're just
Yes.
like, what am I doing here?
Yeah.
This sucks.
Now I have been to games since then that were incredible.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
But my very first NFL game was
Yeah.
a disappointment.
It's like pulling teeth.
And
Yeah.
and then
Then you're stuck in traffic for 4 hours trying to get home.
yeah. Well, luckily at that time I lived in Columbia, so it was in Charlotte, so it was
Oh,
only
so-
about an hour. It wasn't that bad.
But like getting out of the stadium. Is
Oh, that was yeah. True.
Speaking of which, getting out of freaking the Battery,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's a concert or a game, if you
Nightmare.
park in that little parking garage,
Mm-hmm.
dude, I would rather eat nails.
That's why we moved.
Oh my god! I mean, when I tell you, like, there's snail's pace, right?
Yes.
And then there's just not fucking moving at all.
Yes, because
That-
people are being dumb.
I was like, we're gonna like sleep in this parking
Yeah.
garage tonight because we are not moving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Mm-hmm.
everybody feels entitled. They get a little crazy. They start to get a little panicky, and I'm just like, dude, we're in it. Hopefully we got enough gas.
I know.
know.
I know.
So
It is bad
yeah,
in the Battery.
I got to figure that out.
Mhm.
Shout out to anyone who's works that venue. Hit up
Yeah.
a GC and make it make sense.
That's why, like, whenever we go to the city,
Yeah.
which
To the city.
is
Yeah.
Vinings, to the Battery. Whenever we go, like, for a concert or a game,
Just take it.
we always we either take a cab or an Uber, or we stay the night
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that we're not having to deal
Yeah.
with that traffic.
And from where we're at, it's only 40 minutes.
Mm.
You know,
It's
not
what I mean?
bad.
At all. But I get you. Like it's actually funny. I actually got my guys on, and I don't ball like this at all. But like I make an expense report for it. But I got my guy. I can call him any single time, and he'll pick me up.
Oh,
I
nice.
swear the guy doesn't even sleep. It's I can either do it through the app or I can give him cash.
Yeah.
and I give him cash every time, and I don't care if it's 1 in the afternoon or 5 in the morning. This dude's like, I got you.
I got you.
I got you. And I'm like, okay, so here's $200 for there and back.
Mhm.
And I just don't even have to worry about it. now.
Exactly.
I don't have to because you park, it's gonna be $40 each
Yeah.
way. And then, gas, and then you have to
But
worry.
it's a pretty good deal. So.
Yeah.
That
I'm like,
is
dude,
nice.
just make room and then live your best life.
Yeah.
Yeah, we lived in Vinings up until they started building that, and then it was just we got to get out of here. 'Cause
Yeah.
we were right there in that apartment complex across from the theater,
Yeah.
which I ain't gonna lie, that was such a sweet little spot. Like
Yeah.
that AMC was right across the
Mhm.
street. It
Yeah.
was a nice one. You
Just
could
walk.
walk
Yeah.
over. You get
You can drink as much as you want,
you
and
know,
like,
walk right over there
Yeah.
and watch a movie. It was a good theater too, like nice seats and all that good food around there, and the mall was right there. It was so nice. But when they started building
Building
that,
out, yeah.
I think I went through like 4 or 5 tires
Yeah.
nails.
because all the construction stuff. And then
Oh yeah. I guess I didn't even think about that.
and then I was like, I am done.
Yeah.
I am done. It actually prompted me to buy a house, which is something I didn't ever really want to do.
Yeah.
But
I
no.
feel like everybody needs to live in the city at one point. Any city of your choosing, just for a year or two, like just at one point. Now, and again, I love living in the country. I love living in the suburbs, but
yeah.
I was restless.
Mhm.
Like when I hit 18, I'm like, that's a bright lights, big city kind of thing. And then, your vocab, everything, like the food,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But then at the same time, you're like, the same reason you fall in love with it is the same reason you're like,
Yeah.
oh, fuck this. I cannot wait to get out of here.
When you get older,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, dude.
It's it teaches you though, like, because it's such a melting pot usually
Mhm.
of different cultures.
Yeah.
So you get to put yourself in that situation and learn, and like different foods, different languages, like being around a lot of different people. It helps you.
100%.
It helps you.
100%.
I always like with the kids, right? I never want them to stay where they grew up. Like I want them to get out and explore and go live, like
Go travel a little bit.
travel,
Yeah.
learn.
Yeah.
Because like what you know is what you know,
Yep.
and if you want to learn about different people and be able to communicate with different people on different levels, like you have to put yourself out there.
100%. 100%.
You know, it's interesting. I think it's good for a lot of folks to have that experience in life, but also at times I have to acknowledge that not everyone's comfortable.
Nope.
Like for instance, I grew up where I grew up in rural South Carolina. I didn't grow up around cities. I didn't grow up around, you know, skyscrapers and people that were, I mean, I grew up in the country.
Sure.
Right.
Yep.
But yet I'm perfectly okay in a big city. I'm perfectly okay in New Orleans. I'm perfectly okay in New York or Atlanta. Over anywhere I go, I can adapt to the environment that I'm in. I don't know where I got that skill set from. I don't know.
Well, and this is just a generality too, right? Like,
but some people can't.
Yeah. I guess what I was saying though, and I think kind of similar to Z, and I think, you know, kind of what we're all touching base on is like, you got to go outside your comfort zone, and whether that be a big city or a town from 800 to 2,000, you know what I mean? Just something where you're kind of held accountable with shit that you could have got away with by not ever leaving that 2-block radius.
Yeah, true story.
You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. You know, like for instance, like I used to say the F word all the time for like, you know, LGBTQ, and I'm not super PC, man. I still say it around my buddies, but like, I used to say it all the time. I'm like, oh, that's gay or you're whatever, you know? And once I moved to the city, I'm like, oh shit, like Boys Town is 1 block over. Like I can't really just be dropping this all the time. You know what I mean? But it's like, and I don't know if that's part of growing up or if that's just in general, but you know, there's an accountability aspect, you know, or if you're like, oh, I don't really like this food. Well, it's like, well, and that's what you know, like if I walk into an Indian restaurant or Japanese or Hawaiian or whatever ethnicity, you know, and you can't just be like, oh, that's disgusting. You learn to say things like, you know, that's not for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I guess that's the thing I'm kind of trying to get at. You know, I'm not trying to like waterboard anyone. I'm just, you know,
I think I agree. I mean, I think it's incredibly important if you want to grow as a person to get outside of your comfort zone.
You have to travel, whatever.
I just know so many people
that just can't. It's like anxiety, right?
Right. And they don't necessarily want that challenge.
Yeah.
They like to see their world purview. They like that they're insulated because it feels safe and secure to them, and they don't necessarily want to step outside of that. But I do think for their own good, they should.
Yeah.
I've got friends, well, I don't know, I guess you would call people you went to high school, classmates that I went to high school with, right?
Let's disclaimer.
Well, I mean,
people I haven't talked to in 20 years.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to presume a friendship with people that I haven't seen in a very long time. Right.
It's a little overzealous.
It is.
Yeah.
But people I went to high school with, and they were great people. They're awesome people. I see them on Facebook sometimes, and I think the world of them. I've got some people that were awesome people back then. They look like awesome people now.
Yeah.
But they live in the same house that they were living in whenever we went to high school.
Yeah.
And I know people who have literally never left their street. They live on that street.
Yeah.
And I just can't understand because
I'm not wired that way.
I couldn't. I had to get out. I got to get away from here.
I think the question too is like, are we being overzealous to say like our way is the right way? My thing is more of like, I have always lived my life in 20s. And what I mean by that is like, all right, the first 20 years of your life, you're just kind of like, you don't know your ass from a hole in the ground, right? 20 to 40, you're trying to like get after it. 40 to 60 is when you really excel. And then 60 to 80, you're kind of just kicking it, right? And if you're lucky enough, you get 80 to 100. So like for me, it's like I got 2 decades to really like just kick ass.
Yeah.
Right. Or 4 decades to really maximize. And so for me, I'm like, I want to see everything. I want to try everything. I want to eat everything. At the same time, I'm violently American. And I'm like, there's places I don't give a fuck if I ever go to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, you know, it's to each his own for sure.
It is. But I think that there are places in the U.S. that you can go, like New York City, right?
Yeah.
When we went to New York in May, I hadn't been.
You went in May?
I was,
we were just there in July. Where'd you guys stay?
Yeah. In the city. At I forget the name of the hotel, but it was like right around the corner from the
it was some kind
Empire State
one
Building.
word.
The Draper.
You guys were downtown.
The Vapor, that was it.
You were in Manhattan.
Draper.
Yeah, we were in Manhattan.
Oh, you were at the Draper?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a sexy hotel.
But it's so crazy, like hotels here and hotels in New York are like boxes. The hotel rooms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people there.
Nobody moves to New York for real estate, right? Like that's where Ellis Island, like everybody touched down and then they branched out. You know? So
like the rooms in the Draper are awesome.
Yeah.
But so we had our son went with us, so he had his own room, and then we had our room.
Yeah.
In Atlanta, that would have been like one room.
Oh, totally.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Atlanta's a vibe, man. Like my journey with Atlanta's been really unique because like we touched down in 2018. We bought the second gen in 19. We opened our doors in 2020, and then we had children. Like I got a 2-year-old and a 6-month-old. So like
Nonstop.
I'm like I really want to explore Atlanta more. I really dig Midtown at whatever. But the culture out there, man, like people from Atlanta are so fiercely proud of that city, and I fucking love that. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I feel like the culinary cuisine or the culinary scene is like catching fire right now.
It's
like
so
you know
big.
what I mean? And if it had like because I don't know enough, but every time I go down there, I check out a new spot, and I'm like, yo, this.
Yeah.
I've gotten to the point where
The rooftops, all of it.
Oh, it's Atlanta is an amazing city.
Yeah.
The music, the culture, the arts and
A
entertainment.
lot of transients too, like every city.
Yeah, for sure.
But
It's
there are
actually-
people that like grow up and live
Yeah.
exclusively in Atlanta, which I find fascinating.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
actually one of the questions I ask in sales when I'm meeting people. I'll ask them, so are you originally from Atlanta or not? Because either way, if they say I'm originally from Atlanta, you know how rare that is these days?
Yeah.
That's exactly what
It's
I
like
say.
the running joke.
Super proud, right? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm definitely originally from Atlanta.
Yeah.
And if they're not, like rest of us, right?
The other thing that fascinates me too, from a small business perspective, and which gives me a lot of excitement, is like all of like the massive brands that came out of here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
People sleep on it. Like it's like, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Crystal's one of them. I know Home Depot, Chick-fil-A, Taco Mac,
Coca-Cola.
Waffle House.
Coca-Cola, and they all started on this like, I was down to my last $5.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, shit. Hey, I have a similar story. Like that would be really cool if that happened.
I don't know if I've told you this. I might have because you're a restaurant guy, and it's one of my favorite pieces of restaurant trivia.
Talk to me.
But I was in a seminar with the CEO of Waffle House, and it was during COVID, and it was funny. One of the jokes he made.
That's huge, bro.
Oh yeah, he was talking about how there's the Waffle House warning level. If a Waffle House is closed, run.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, that's what we all said during COVID. I'm
Yeah.
like, man, they ain't closing Waffle Houses, and then the one on Flowery Branch closed. And I was like, oh
shit,
fuck.
this is real.
This is a thing.
We all might die for real.
If I can't get drunken pancakes
I know.
at 5 a.m,
Just the Waffle House closed encouraged like 1 million people to get vaccinated right then and there.
Yeah, 100%. And that's semi not a joke.
I know.
Dude, actually, you'll love this, if I may.
Yeah.
Taco Mac, right?
Yeah.
For like, I know there's some Midwestern listeners right now, but Taco Mac is really, really popular in the South. It's it's a wing spot. But I was hanging out with some of the higher ups with them not too long ago. Dude, do you know how it got its name?
No.
It's the coolest story, and I'll keep it short. But the original Taco Mac, it was three dudes from Buffalo, buddies, and they wanted a place to have wings. They were on their way to Tampa, and they go down to Tampa, and they're like, okay, Tampa's cool. We think we found our spot. But one of the guys was like, let's just stop in Atlanta on our way back. And they're like, all right, screw it, let's do it. They fell in love with the city. It was like Atlanta, perfect time. Weather was great. You know, Atlanta as we know it.
Oh yeah.
And so they were like, okay, cool. They found this spot. And like any restaurateur, they made an offer. They're like, Atlanta's it. We're not doing Tampa. We're doing Atlanta. They snagged this place. It used to be called Taco Mac. It had a couple little fryers, whatever. They do their wings. Well, this place starts blowing, or right before it starts blowing up, they ran out of money. So the whole reason it's called Taco Mac is they didn't have enough money to change their sign.
Nice.
Isn't that wild though?
Is that
Nice.
the original like Buckhead location?
Yeah,
or something?
yeah.
That's a good story.
Yeah. So I love stories like that.
Yeah.
So the Waffle House, which was interesting, is what was his name? Truitt? Kathy Truitt?
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A? Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually originally was not going to start his own restaurant. He had a small restaurant, and he had created this sandwich that was everybody loved. So he was taking the recipe around to all of these restaurants, trying to sell them the recipe to his chicken sandwich. Waffle House was the first one who had the option to buy it and said no.
Isn't that crazy?
Could you imagine how different the world would be if
They would have just said, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, you're telling me I could have my Waffle House and my Chick-fil-A all in one stop
all together?
Yeah.
Chicken and waffles.
I'd be 400 pounds.
do you,
straight up. Like,
You know, I will tell you. So I'll tell you what's funny about Waffle House for me is that, well, first of all, some of the greatest entertainment ever, especially if you're
100%.
there like midnight, 1 a.m.
when they
2
started
a.m.
putting jukeboxes in Waffle House, I was like, smart move.
Phenomenal.
Yep.
Yeah. Also, don't mess with them because they can fight. Apparently, I don't know if you've ever seen those videos, but there was one girl who was like a chair ninja.
Throwing chairs.
Yeah, there's some wild ones, man.
But
More teeth than people.
yeah, but yeah,
Or more people than
100%.
teeth, excuse me.
people than
Yeah,
teeth.
more people than teeth.
Wait,
yeah.
wait.
We didn't screw it up that time.
Good job.
Getting a little better. I feel better now.
Yeah.
Daggum, what was the name of the Waffle House? Daggum.
Don't they fight?
What do you say
don't,
about
Don't mess
them?
with the jukebox.
Oh. So,
Don't rock the
but
jukebox.
they're not my first option at night, and there's only one reason, and it's because they won't make fucking French fries.
Okay. Wait, what?
Like whenever.
Oh, it's only hash browns.
It's only hash browns.
I
Whenever, like
see.
one of my go-to late night
Drunk foods
is French fries.
It's French fries.
I'd
So
probably-
what's your contingency? Like Mickey D's or something?
IHOP, something like that.
IHOP
Yeah.
over Wahoo?
If they have fries, man.
You know what? Their menu is extensive, and sometimes you're just because Wahoo's menu is so limited. That's why they do it so well.
Yeah.
And it's not Denny's, which is like a super sodium bomb. Like it's all fairly fresh product.
Yeah.
Anthony
I don't have Denny's
Bourdain's.
here.
No, Denny's isn't down here.
Mm-mm.
They're not missing much, dude. It's so,
Yeah.
it's so bad.
And plus, what else is open at that? You know, I'm talking about a 2 a.m.
Lights are on.
Crystals.
Crystal.
I'm not going to
Can't do
Denny's.
it. Can't do it.
I can't.
There's
I'm
a
not
steak
going to
and shake.
Denny's.
Have you ever done steak and shake in the
You
mall?
can't go to
steak
Denny's
and
unless
shake.
you have the receipt for your trailer.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Denny's,
Was that you that brought up steak and shake?
first of all,
Steak and shake.
Most
Denny's-
underrated
I
burger
know.
in fast food.
Really?
100%. Dude,
good.
go and
Like the
sit
milk
down
bun.
and eat a freaking steak and shake and reminds you their operations are shit. And that's why they don't, and that's coming from lowly little me, whatever.
Mhm.
But every time you go into a steak and shake,
Mhm.
they're just so fucked up.
Yeah.
Like they have like the worst staff. Like
Service is
the
terrible.
service is terrible.
Them and
But they're-
Bojangles.
And Bojangles, right? But their product is mint.
I love that you talk about that being a burger guy.
Yeah.
Like, that's really generous of you to say. You could totally bash them right now.
Their
Oh
patty
no,
melt's
I'm
good.
not. I mean, dude, who am I? But I'm just saying, like, they've got $5 million build outs here and there. I'm just like, bro, you got this killer product, and you've been around forever, but you always put it in the shittiest location, and
Yeah.
you always hire the shittiest people.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like, go take a seminar with Chick-fil-A, and go to a Vegas convention and come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And watch Chick-fil-A probably owns them or something. They're all under the same umbrella.
Yeah.
It's all one
I
conglomerate.
just blacklisted myself.
Yeah. So I'm a burger guy.
Yeah.
I love burgers. It's one of my favorite foods is a burger. I love cooking them. I love eating them. I eat them all over the
Timeless.
place. They're just an amazing creation. Thank you whoever created it. It's
Yeah.
my favorite sandwich.
Yeah.
And I've had them. Obviously, the best one in Atlanta right now is at Over the Top Burger Bar.
That's so sweet, bro.
You're very welcome. But-
What does
but-
he say when I leave the room? Like, what actually?
He says those shakes that they put a big piece of cheesecake on are like the bomb.
They're
Yummy.
funny,
Yeah.
man.
Add some
Yeah,
I
booze to
appreciate
it.
you, bro.
Evil.
Love you, man. Thank you.
They kill my diet every single time. I was like, you know what? I'm not eating cheesecake, but then I go there and I got to get it.
I get it.
So
All right,
good.
it's so good. And then obviously you always have the great drinks. But
Thanks, buddy.
do you know whose burger I think is overlooked? And I don't know if they're a national chain. I think they're like a semi-regional chain.
Who is it?
But Fuddruckers.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, like the assembly
They're
line.
French.
Yeah,
They were kind of like,
They're a chain.
yeah, they're definitely.
I know they have one in Columbia and they have one in Atlanta.
They're a chain.
I don't know where else they have
out
them.
west.
Do
Last
they?
time I went to one, I was a kid, and I think you go in and you kind of like assemble it.
You
right?
do.
Yeah.
Yeah. They give you the burger and then they have like the bar or you have like your
Yeah, it's like a salad bar before
Yeah.
your burger, right?
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah, what happened? Are they
They're
still
still around.
There's still one in Atlanta. I think it's slept on. That's a really good burger. And
That one's solid.
French fries guy, they do the potato wedges with the skin on them, which I love.
Okay,
Yeah.
kind of like a B-dubs,
Mm-hmm.
Buffalo Wild Wings.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, those are good.
But
Those
no,
are
but
good.
they're not as
Tiny.
as crispy.
Okay, gotcha.
They're like steak
They're
fries.
like steak
you like
fries
steak-
with
you
the
like steak
skin-
fries?
with the skin on them. Yeah.
You know, you're like a minority in that.
I know.
Oh, bro, like like Greek restaurants and stuff. Like 90% of the time, nobody eats them. They just eat them.
Yeah.
But you like them.
I
Loves them.
like when it comes to a French fry.
You
this
want to
is
fill up.
what I want. This is what I want.
Yeah.
Let's hear it, Chuck.
I want a good crispy bite through on the outside
Okay.
and that soft warm potato in the middle.
You like burning your mouth for no reason.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're all thinking it.
Yeah.
But I love that though, bro. Like more people, they need to, steak fry. People need to stand up.
We do. Every time I tell people, like I've got these people that younger people are like, dude, I love French fries that have the skin on them. Like when you get them from Chick-fil-A and they have that skin, I'm like,
that's a game changer. No
give
doubt.
me that. But people are like, oh, that's so gross. And I'm
That's
like,
a game changer.
just give them to me.
And then there's this category that's in its own, and that's the Checkers fries. Like whatever those are, they're different.
Yeah.
I will say when I was a kid, Checkers used to be legit. The last couple times I went to Checkers, I'm like, ooh,
they've changed.
Right?
They've changed.
Or is it just me?
No.
I don't eat
The
it.
fries feel kind of fake. I don't know what it is. Like I'm like, are these fries?
Like
Are
it
these
used
potatoes?
to be big, and now like everything you
They're
get there's
small.
like
Yeah.
a White Castle, but nowhere near as good.
I don't eat there a lot, obviously, but I still think you really can't mess with McDonald's sugar fries.
Oh, all day long.
You just can't.
All day long.
Sugar fries?
Oh, they put sugar on them.
I can't eat them.
It's the number one selling item.
They
did
are
not know that.
so
Yeah.
when
I
they
can't
come
eat 'em.
straight out and they get that dusting of salt.
Yep.
So good.
They
I
got it
can only
perfected, bro. They really do.
They're
I mean,
so good.
You can't mess with them, man.
My
they are who
favorite
they are.
fries. Now, when they're soggy, when they're on the opposite side and they're soggy and cold, they're ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like their ass is fuck. They're the worst fry ever.
That's a beautiful unit of measurement. Their ass is fuck.
I don't know. That's a pretty hefty measurement, though, right?
It got the point across to me.
Yeah.
There's
You got what
nothing
I'm
like
saying, right?
there's nothing like some McDonald's Diet Coke though,
Oh, it's a special formula.
or
Oh, no.
Coca-Cola.
There is it's
It
legit.
is. Yeah.
Like they do something. I
Yeah.
forget what it is.
Well,
So what they do is they
She knows.
use the actual filtration system
Okay.
that Coca-Cola recommends
Okay.
for restaurants.
Which is probably like a premium.
It
it's
is.
expensive.
Yeah, it
as
has,
hell.
like, the real
Stainless steel
syrup.
containers
But they're
and
Mickey D's.
stuff.
They're like, fuck it, we'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But people go there just for that.
100%.
I
They're
think
the
they're-
number one seller.
I think they're the only one.
They are.
So basically,
Yeah.
when Coca-Cola was sending their product out, they sent out these technical instructions. This is the equipment you need for it to taste its best. Blah blah blah. And most
Yep.
companies are like, "Fuck it, plastic, send it in a box."
Yeah, I mean,
but McDonald's was
QSR,
like-
quick service, right?
But
Yeah.
McDonald's was like, "Nah, we're
No.
going to invest the money."
We're gonna do it right. They've
And-
always been that way, man.
Yeah.
No.
They have. Hate them or love them, it just
And-
is the truth.
And they do indeed. Like this is a known thing about McDonald's or Coca-Cola is that they do have special formulas for different companies.
That's got to be like their
Mhm.
number one partnership.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Yeah.
definitely in fast food. I mean, probably like hotels and Olympics and things of that nature. But like by and large,
Mm-hmm.
I would imagine at least in the lower 48 that's got to be their biggest partnership.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I can't imagine anyone else. Like the numbers, it's wild though, man. Because like we're totally sleeping on across the pond because it's just a numbers game. Like the number one language in the world is Mandarin. Everybody
Yeah.
thinks it's Spanish. It's like it's not even close.
That's
You
crazy.
know.
Yeah, there's a lot more people.
There's just so
Yeah.
many more people.
Mhm.
I got a little trivia for you. What's the number? What is the number one in terms of units? Fast food chain.
In terms of units,
Yeah.
Wow, that's
that's a good one.
Who would you think it is? I mean, there's
I mean, obviously, you immediately
think
McDonald's pops to your
McDonald's.
mind, but because it's a trivia question, I immediately discredit them.
sure. Yeah, kind of like set us up
The
for that. Right?
KFC?
KFC. That's a good guess. What do you got?
you said food franchise?
Yeah, just like fast foods.
Fast food?
Yeah. The most units in the world.
In the
Yeah.
world.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give it a guess after you.
Burger King?
Okay, you got Burger King. We got KFC. What do you got?
I'll go Taco Bell.
You guys are all way off.
Wow.
It's actually, but it's okay.
Panda
It's
Express.
Subway.
Oh,
yeah.
You could put a Subway in this room.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So for McDonald's, you need a full on kitchen and build out. Subway, all you need is a sandwich tray, and that's it.
I love
And
how
a-
you
and a
said it was a
freezer,
good guess.
like a
'cause
fridge.
It was not a good
No,
guess.
it's a good guess. It really is.
It's a fast food restaurant
Do you guys know what the
that has a lot of units.
It does.
That's
It
a good
does.
guess, Sharon.
Thanks.
Do you guys know what the oldest is? My wife and I did this trivia when we stopped. We always stop at Bowling Green, Kentucky at the White Castle. But do you know what the oldest is?
The oldest
The oldest.
This one, it's kind of a
franchise, fast
curveball,
food?
but if you think about it, you could probably get it.
I mean, I've seen the McDonald's story.
Okay, so McDonald's was, I think, in the 50s. We're going about 50 years before
Damn.
that.
The oldest franchise.
Mm-hmm. For fast food.
I don't think I know that one.
I have one hint, but you'll get it right away. So it's A&W.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I
Wow.
think it's like 1903 or 1908. Don't quote me on the year, but it's definitely before 1910.
Are they even
Wow.
around anymore?
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah,
They
okay.
partnered with KFC.
That's right. Okay.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah, and they still sell root beer.
Yeah.
Oh man, isn't that wild?
Yeah, that is cool.
Useless trivia.
I love root beer
Heck
floats.
no, we're going to win contests and
In there,
money.
yeah.
No, I'll remember it from here on out.
Yeah.
Yeah, A&W. Yeah.
Well, brother, listen, man. First of all, you told us right before we started the podcast
Yeah.
that it's your anniversary.
Yeah. 3
Happy
years.
anniversary.
Happy
And-
anniversary.
Thank you.
And I couldn't believe you were here doing the podcast, but I truly appreciate
I
you
love
coming
coming
on.
on here, bro.
Well, thank you.
You guys
Well,
are the best.
we love having you on.
Yeah.
It's always a great conversation.
Yeah.
Appreciate everything you do when we come out to
Thank you.
the spot. It's such
Yeah.
a great spot. Give everybody all your information.
Yeah. A couple plugs real quick, guys. So we have a costume contest October 28th. Winner Long Drink is sponsoring it. If you haven't had a long drink, it's fantastic. $500 cash to the winner. We're also doing a kids contest the week before on the 21st. Free shake for a year, whoever wins.
Wow.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, it's kind of fun, right? At a reasonable hour too. We haven't locked it in, but it'll be between like 3 and 7.
Okay.
And then follow us www.overthetopburger.com. Our Instagram is Over the Top Burger Bar. TikTok, Facebook, the whole 9. And then kind of cool plug. We are going to be opening in Midtown Q1 of next
Nice.
year.
Holy cow.
Congratulations,
Yeah.
bro.
Oh
if
my
the
gosh.
space comes through, it'll be called Tiny Top Burger Bar because we're going to do QSR, grab and go.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
so it'll be
nice.
cool. So I appreciate you guys for having me on.
That's
Yeah,
fun.
no, man. First of all, you're a great friend and obviously interesting
Likewise.
dude. So I enjoy the convo.
We also like motorcycles. I know we never really
No,
talk
we didn't even
about them.
talk about them. That's okay.
They get it. They get it.
All right.
All right. Well,
Awesome.
listen, everybody, shiny side up. Z, hit us with all the stuff.
Yes, make sure you like and subscribe. Chuck and Z on YouTube, Chuck and Z on Instagram, www.chuckandzee.com,
Love that.
and producer Sharon Klein.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yes.
Hooray.
All right, guys.
Thanks. All right, we're
Awesome.
doing a little. Wait.
I really hate that I showed her that.
I'm so excited.
No, it's fun.
She's off the
It's like
rails.
it's going to be like a 80s sitcom.
Wait, yeah, do we have like the laughter track? Oh, we'll get it. Never mind. It'll be fine.
We'll get a track of some dead people laughing. All right, guys.
Awesome.
Everybody take care.
All right. See you later.
Bye-bye.